Welcome to the Gynergy Effect, where energy meets intention and transformation begins.
We're your hosts, Garin and Yesi, partners in life, love, and purpose.
Here to share the tools, truth, and stories that helped us build a life from the inside out.
Whether you're seeking deeper health, conscious relationships, or your next level of purpose,
you're in the right place.
Welcome back to another episode of the Gynergy Effect. Today on the Gynergy Effect, we're diving deep into modern dating psychology with Kavita Ajwani, one of the world's top dating coaches for men and the founder of Dashing Date. With over 13 years transforming how men navigate relationships, she's a go-to expert on breakfast television and has been featured in New York Times and Cosmopolitan. After losing her partner of 10 years, Kavita brings profound wisdom about love, loss, and the courage to connect authentically. This conversation will challenge everything you think you know about dating in 2025. And with that, welcome, Kavita. It's a pleasure to have you here. I've been personally looking forward to having you. You're like the Matthew Hussey, but for men.
Yeah, I try. Well, it's such a pleasure to be in your guys' energy, and this little pre-pod hangout was lovely. And I'm ready to go. Yes, let's do this.
Well, I know I'm excited because I have a lot of friends and a lot of advice. So if you're listening right now, she's about to drop some knowledge that can help step your game up in a way that really helps you connect with women the right way to get the right results that you desire out of life, right?
Exactly. That is what we're here for. No, pickup game, push-pull strategies here.
Yeah.
Let's dive deep.
Let's dive deep. I love it.
Let's dive in. So Kavita, you built an empire helping men succeed in dating, but behind that success is a profound personal story. How did losing your partner of 10 years reshape your understanding of love and connection?
I lost my partner at the age of 26. So I was so young.
Yeah.
And it was young love. We started dating when I was 16.
Yeah.
He was 17 and
Very young.
very young. We, went to prom together.
High school sweethearts.
And best friends from 13 years old.
Yeah.
So it transformed everything I knew about love. It's actually all I knew. So when you go through, that was a tragedy, and he passed away in a car accident.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Just one morning on his way to work. And when something like that happens, your whole life turns upside down and you start to question the path you were on, what it means, your beliefs, your values. And that shifted the course of my life, of course, at that time.
Is this when you decided to start Dashing Date, or would that come later on? Was this the inspiration?
At the time, I would not have known it was the inspiration. Starting Dashing Date was more of a way to heal, a distraction, focus on something that brought me a lot of joy.
Yeah.
In my heart of hearts, I was an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And this was a way for me to view what happened, but through the lens of love in a totally different way. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how it felt.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm so sorry for your loss. I can't imagine how hard that must have been to lose your partner of 10 years unexpectedly.
It's really not something I wish on anyone. And especially at such a young age, it becomes very challenging to make sense of what happened for years and years. Even still till today, there are periods where you just can't make sense of something like that.
Sounds like helping people find that connection, that love, ended up being part of your mourning process, or maybe help facilitate some of that joy where after going through something so traumatic like that, that was something you were able to kind of grab onto during that time? Is that?
Well, I was very lucky in that I met somebody who was, I sometimes think that, if I were to be able to make sense of it, it's almost like if he had to go, his name was Luke. If Luke had to go, it's almost like he gave me this man that's in my life today.
Yeah.
And so I could have gone down, I think, a very different path after that. But this person who came into my life really also really helped me heal.
Yeah.
And if I can find a new way to fall in love again, be happy again, so much happier than I ever thought I could be. It's so beautiful to embody that experience. And then you can say to others who are feeling hopeless, who are feeling down, out of a breakup, out of a marriage, or even in a similar situation, that you will find love again, and that love is a worthy pursuit.
Yeah. That's so beautiful. Yeah, it's so beautiful to see that you use your such a difficult and traumatic experience to heal and find love, and then go back and help others do the same.
Because I'm sure you'll find when people, they share their stories, as you like deep dive with them, they're like, oh, I was hurt from this, so now I put my guard up. And it's almost like that fear of failure or being hurt doesn't allow them to end up attracting the love that they desire into their life.
Right.
Is that a lot of times what you're able to see, what you see, and then you're able to kind of walk them through your journey and help them overcome?
All the time. And that's why I say love is a worthy pursuit, because this is what happens, and you can convince yourself that this isn't for me. Yeah. It's not going to happen for me. I'll just focus on other things. This is not going to be part of my story. And I come across that all the time with men that I speak to. And part of what I've been through allows me to relate to almost anybody. Yeah. And especially working with men, where it can be like, okay, but you're a woman and you don't understand, or you don't know what it's like to be a man and struggle with this. But what I've been through is something that, again, allows me to connect with anyone on any level. So when they're like, okay, well, you've been through what could seem like the worst of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get it. And there's a lot of trust that's built in that connection.
Yeah, makes sense. And you focus on coaching men specifically. So what made you decide to coach men over women?
Women have so many options for support and help. I have so many women in my life who are the best of the best in terms of coaching, women's groups, love coaches, mentors. There's so much available. And now, absolutely, there are a lot more options for men's support groups, et cetera. And I'm so glad to see things moving in that direction. But something that is still very rare is a woman's led men's group like I have, for example.
That's true.
And in the realm of love and dating, when men are trying to connect with women, please speak to a woman.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
It's like, get that information from the source, right?
Yeah. And also, if you're someone who's constantly around, either isolated, which is a big thing that's happening, so not that many friends, always on your own, navigating life alone, or always with your buddies or a few buddies, you're never really in the energy of a woman.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I'm working with men, at the very beginning, they get that sense of like what it's actually like to be around feminine energy. Right. And that's a really key starting point to their journey for success in this area of life.
It's a great building block. Immersing yourself in the energy that you desire to attract probably is a pretty good playbook for that. I would say, you know, some of the other stuff that you talked about is if I'm a man and I'm desire to find the woman that, you know, I want in my life to have, you know, be my partner, maybe have my kids, build a family together. Is it better for me to talk to my single friends that are just dating girls that don't have the relationship? Or if I want to talk to a man, is it better to find a man that has a relationship, that has maybe the family, maybe the life that I desire to have, right? It's like, where are you going to get better advice from?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times people get in a trap of talking to who's around them and not seeking out those other perspectives.
Yeah.
And if you are in, you know, in Little Italy, for instance, and you're a single man, you're probably around a lot of other single men. And if that's your support group where you're getting that advice from, may want to sound check that a little bit. And I think what you're saying, to have somebody like you that can be where you bounce that off of. I mean, well, it's all about being a mirror, right? And so what are some of the big issues that you see with men maybe in those situations, and they're trying to, because I got a couple friends that I talk to, and they're read these books and they're like, oh, I got this strategy. And I think you mentioned one of them. I'm like, bro, like, why do you want to be somebody else and go on dates with a woman to attract them to you? And then when you want to be yourself with them, now they're not attracted to you anymore, and you wonder why. It's like, put yourself out there and like shortcut it. So if you're not a match, when you want to know sooner than 5 months down the road and then have this resentment.
Yeah. Reading a book to date is like trying to swim by playing golf. It's just like, let's not do this. You're learning the wrong skill. I love the idea of education, and in my programs too, there's a balance between understanding yourself and where does the confidence getting lost, and what does it feel like to flirt for you? And there is work that can be done outside of the actual dating scene, just to understand, like, why am I feeling so blocked? What does flirting actually mean? So there are conversations to be had, but to your point, learning a pickup line and then trying to use it, getting a quick win that you can't carry forward. I say this about like using like ChatGPT for dating right now, which is just like, it'll give you, first of all, even I use ChatGPT and I'll tell my guys, I'm like, hey, because now I know you, and I'm like, let's, say this, give this a try, use it, but do not rely on it, because you still have to show up on these dates, so.
Show up and not be like, duh.
Checking
That sound
your
like
phone.
what
What do I say now?
Have an earpiece in.
So what are some of the bigger myths out there about dating when it comes to just dating, and also like women that men have?
One of the biggest myths is approaching women is creepy.
Yeah.
It's just not true. What makes it creepy is the fact that you think it's creepy. So
That's
I couldn't agree with you
That's
anymore.
a great point. Garin actually, he before you said it, we met at the gym, so he approached me at the gym, and I know a lot of like women and men, they don't know if like, oh, if I approach a woman at the gym, does that come off as creepy? So we'd love to hear your thoughts on that as well.
And before, I'd like to share my thoughts, if that's okay, because this is a conversation I have with my friends all the time. So I want you to sound check me and see if, well, I tell them all the time, like, I want to engage with people that are doing things that I desire to do and like share the same values. So if health and fitness is important to me, and the gym is a place where other people take care of themselves, health and fitness is important to them, and I approach that conversation in like a curious way, and like I would never go up to a girl and be like, oh, you should lift this way, this would be a better way for you to do it, you're doing that wrong.
You never want to correct form in the gym. No, like that's a big no-no.
Right. More like better way would be, in my opinion, is like find something unique about them to maybe compliment or say like, you just have great energy every time you go to the gym, or like, I just want to acknowledge that. Like everybody likes some sort of acknowledgement around something that's real about them, or that they identify with. And it doesn't have to be their physical appearance, right? So if you can find a way to just start that conversation as a normal human being, not put so much pressure on it, I think that's a good way. And then I would, like, my strategy is not to sit there and talk for like, I want to just maybe plant a little seed. If it's a gym, I know I'm probably going to see them again. Plant a little seed and continue to move on. So maybe it sparks a little bit of curiosity.
Very persistent. He was very persistent.
Well, you have to make it known at some point, the intent, and like, but continue like that process, right? Of like, just read the situation. Like, don't try to force something that's not there to be forced.
Well, in terms of strategy, there's something that I would refer to as situational awareness. So rather than going in and right off the bat complimenting, which for both sides can feel a little bit, especially if you're working out, like, and can feel awkward for the guy as well, especially if you already have these preconceived notions about how it's going to come across. Acknowledging the situation. I know you're in the middle of your workout, but I just want to let you know, I know, I see that you're grabbing your water. Just announce the thing that's actually happening. I know you're on your way out, but I just want, so that one little move, it's so simple, but it tells the person that I'm not just coming in here with my own agenda. I'm very present. I'm absolutely aware of what's happening here. And another, this is like, again, a little bit more on the strategic side, but this is what I mean. It's nice to like do the inner work. And then the strategy is just like so nice to layer on top, is act like you got somewhere to be, right? So like you just said, be on your way somewhere, because nothing is worse than if you're not interested as the woman, which is totally allowed, feeling like this is going to linger on.
Right. You don't want that.
So I'm just like, also you can just be like, I'm headed out and I know that you are finishing your workout, but I just wanted to let you know. And then fill in your blank. That's kind of the framework.
I love that approach. It
100%.
shows a level of respect, consideration, and also I have somewhere to be too. I'm not just gonna like linger and
exactly. I'm on my way too. I'm just heading out. Like, drop that.
Yeah,
and
that's so good.
That can work in any environment, right? Even let's say you're at a Starbucks or a coffee shop. You're like, I'm going to grab my coffee, but whatever you're working on looks really interesting. Want to let you know I've read that book. It's awesome.
Right. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's so good.
Yeah.
But so important is, it's not about being on this mission to collect a ton of phone numbers. It's about being on a mission to move through the world in a certain way, because this is who you are, not these women are not some means to an end and of course on the receiving end as a woman, that energy is a complete shift. If you feel like he's just going through the motions to get your number, it doesn't feel good. You can't connect with that energy. So making this part of your value system, I connect with women, older, younger, attractive, less attractive for you. Like obviously, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but just make it part of your life to be in connection.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I love it too. So for men who are like struggling with whether or not to approach women, would you say that it's best to kind of take the lead and get the reps in, or like talking to women in different scenarios, whether it's at the gym, at the market, in the elevator, or to be a little more selective and kind of gauge the situation and find just like approach a select number of women? Which approach would you say is a better approach?
Definitely the first one. Men, women, everyone, make that part of your day, right?
Yeah.
So phone away. If you want a strategy behind it, I'd say leave your phone at home. Take a walk every day for an hour, or make sure to be out for an hour a day. And whomever you cross, you're in the elevator, walking out of your lobby, down the street, say hello, compliment someone's hat. I was in Austin recently, and I was so amazed by the culture there. Everybody was extremely friendly, so laid back, and there was a lot of compliments being passed around just as we were walking around. And that's why I said the hat, because I just remember there was a guy that approached me. He had such a good approach. If I was single, I would have been like, this is exactly how to do it. So he walked by me and he's like, hey, I like your hat. Keeps going. That's what keeps going. Gauging my response, right? I think he looked back. I wasn't paying too much attention, but he looked back, and I was like, hey, thank you so much. So right away, he's seeing that I'm friendly and I'm engaging, comes back. He's like, oh, you're a very beautiful woman. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And then he starts chatting. So that was genius, because drops the compliment, keeps going in the present moment, gauging the response. And had I just kind of, okay, whatever, turned around,
He would just kept going.
nothing happens in your day. That's not awkward. That's not creepy. That's not anything. Yeah, so it was good.
That's good. I mean, she's dropping some major game here for you
guys.
So,
please take notes.
I mean, it's a powerful thing. So, what would you say for a man that they just have that uncomfortability, right? So, I know we're going over getting the reps. You kind of talking to any woman, so you kind of understand the feminine energy, how to just create a conversation. So being intentional about practicing that.
And also gauging their reaction.
What I always say is, like, your partner is a direct mirror for you, right? So if you're attracting people into your life that, oh, you don't know if you trust them, or they're out partying and they're doing these different things. And that's a real issue that people communicate to me that they have. And I'm like, well, what are you right now in your life? Like, where are you? Well, who you are and where you are may be two different things. And where are you right now why are you attracting that constantly? So kind of what is your strategy on that, or your thoughts around that?
Well, I love what you said. The reframe is everything is feedback.
Yeah.
So rather than pointing the finger, playing the blame game, it's going to keep you further and further stuck. You're going to continue on this hamster wheel. But looking at it as feedback, I have clients who will go on first date after first date. When they come to me and they're like, I can't get past the first date. I can land the date, I can't get past. And I'm like, this is beautiful. A pattern
Is emerging.
Exactly. There is a pattern, and now we can dive in. Because when it's like all over the place, it's like, okay, what's really wrong? And
Patterns are information, yeah.
Patterns are information. So instead of feeling like stuck, it's like, this is actually great news. Like half the battle is won here. So now it's just like something is happening on these first dates. And so often, here's an example. I ran a matchmaking agency for many years. So one of the beauty, something that is of such beauty for clients was after each date, I would get feedback from the man and the woman.
Yeah.
So after a date, and this would happen for women also, by the way. The woman would come back. Let's give the guys a break. Let's talk about women for a sec.
Yeah.
The woman would come back.
Nice.
And she'd be like, oh my God, the date was amazing. Had the best time. And then he would be like, I'm actually not that interested.
Yeah.
Right. And then the woman would be surprised. Right.
Yeah.
So without, obviously, that's a unique situation having a matchmaker, but you will end up in a situation which is like, well, I had a great time. And again, I didn't get the second date over and over. But I would get that feedback. And it could be as simple as she didn't smile the entire date, or her body language was kind of standoffish, not realizing. So she could have been nervous, not having a good time, but not realizing that she's communicating something different. So he liked her, but he's getting a signal that she's not interested, and he's not really
He doesn't want to be rejected either.
He doesn't want to be rejected. And he's like, but I don't think she likes me. And I was trying really hard, which is why she had such a good time.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm trying really hard. I'm doing all the things, but I wasn't getting any positive kind of feedback loop here. Yeah. And so those are game-changing moments, right? So when you actually can take some time to reflect after, or if you have a bit of a checklist. This is the only time checklists are allowed in dating.
I was going to ask about
after, which is like, hey, how did I come across? Like, was my body language relaxed? Did I say thank you? Like little things that you're not a bad person. You're the best. But in those moments where you're feeling kind of nervous, some of those things can go out the window, and you don't even realize that you may be coming across as disrespectful or not appreciative. You never know.
So what are some ways that you would say to address those? How can you be more mindful, like during the date, or how, like the feedback that you're giving as a woman?
What we just did before starting this podcast, some breath work, slowing it down, realizing that one of the biggest mistakes I see men make is they forget that there are two people on this date or part of this conversation, and they take all the pressure on themselves, thinking like, I have to make this date go well. I have to carry the conversation. I have to secure the second date. And something that's so beautiful about relationships, as opposed to you being at the gym, which is, you got to work out, you got to run, you got to get those abs. No one is participating.
No one's doing it for you. No one's doing the work for you. Yeah.
The beauty is when you're on a date, you're two people, and actually relieving yourself of some of this pressure will benefit everybody involved. Share that space with the person.
That's great advice. And everybody likes to talk about themselves, right? Like people feel like they're the most seen when they're talking about themselves and the other person's receiving, not so much as, taking the stage the whole time. Like really making the other person feel seen and heard goes a long way.
Also, just again, as a reminder, sometimes, you'll go on this date and you'll want to be really polite. Men do this all the time, and women do it too. So when one person is taking over the conversation, it can be seen as a red flag. But if you're not doing your part and chiming in and sharing, or, you know, like offering an opportunity to take the torch, you know, like pass it to me. Let's help each other out a little bit more. A big problem with dating today is we are walking into these dates often ready to find a reason to leave. We want to find the red flags. But instead of being like, oh, all he's doing is talking about himself, try and help out. Maybe he's nervous. Right? Maybe you just keep nodding and smiling, and he doesn't know what else to do.
He doesn't know that he should stop talking.
On fire right
like,
now.
Exactly.
He's like, I'm on fire. She's laughing. Everything.
So what are some of the ways to like pass the torch, like in a polite, respectful way? If you feel like, you know, this person's like taking the whole stage, but you kind of want to like take the torch a little bit, but you don't want to do it in a way that's like rude or disrespectful.
So for your audience, I'm going to say, take a break, right? Like go to the bathroom, pause, so that, and give the date a chance to like restart. It's almost like look at your date like a meditation practice where it's like, okay, we've been going back and forth. My mind has wandered long enough. Yeah. I'm going to come back. Like going to the bathroom is like coming back to your breath.
Break like a physical reset.
Yes, a physical reset, 100%.
Yeah. I love that.
So simple.
It's so simple, but it goes
so
on.
What I hear from men is, one, if you're the one talking all the time, probably losing on the date, no matter how great your stories are. It's always good to probably ask questions, right? Like open-ended questions.
Be curious.
If you're allowing them to speak more, that's probably a good strategy, right? And like highlighting them more than you're highlighting yourself. Because I would think that if I'm in a conversation with somebody and I feel like I'm never sharing anything about me, then why am I even here? Mm-hmm. And if you're a man, the way that you can lead is lead by asking good questions that are inquisitive, that like have some depth to them, instead of just maybe surface level or just speaking at somebody, right?
So simple as just like that is super interesting. Tell me more.
Yeah.
Right.
The easiest way to go deeper, right?
Yeah,
when it comes to first dates and thinking about the questions to ask, the biggest issue is that we just want to overcomplicate everything. And you don't have to comment on everything the person's saying. If you are really interested, just say, this is really interesting to me. I'm really loving this conversation. After she finishes telling a story, I just want to let you know I'm having a really good time. Like it doesn't have to be this crazy thing where you have to like blow her away with the perfect compliment or the perfect response. No, like let the person know that you're happy to be there.
Yeah, it's so good. Mm-hmm. And I know we mentioned a little bit on red flags. What are some of the biggest red flags that men should be looking out for?
Women who use red flags in her conversation. Okay, like
that is a red flag in itself.
They're saying something about red flags.
Exactly.
You gotta go.
I love that.
That is the big. Talking about red flags is the biggest.
That is a red flag in itself.
It's the concept of red flags. Honestly, is one of the most toxic things to enter this emotional water stream of ours. Like we desire connection so much, like, right, we're like doing all of these things to meet someone, and we're spending money, and we're going on the dates, and we're getting dressed, and we're getting excited and hopeful, and this might be the one, and then we go on these dates and all we're doing is looking for a reason to leave. And what happens? It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right.
And that's it. So this is what I mean by like one of the most important things we can do today is date with more compassion. Mm-hmm. Whether you're swiping, like look at these people as humans that are putting themselves out there for love.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And okay, sure. Some profiles, yes, they didn't put that much effort. But for the most part, the people that really are looking for love, a little bit more compassion, and also not sizing up what this person's story is. Yeah. You can look at me and never know. And obviously, you're never going to assume that that's my original story. Yeah. But coming back into the dating scene, people can be fragile. You have no idea what they've just been through. Yeah. So more compassion on both sides will change the game for you completely.
Yeah.
Understand that we're all human beings.
Especially with dating apps. I feel like what you see on dating apps is like a highlight reel of their lives. So having that like preconception of them before the date, something's gonna go. It's like maybe go in there with an open mind to actually get to know them as a person.
I want to go back to the red flag thing.
Yeah, we got,
Just in a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had another question about the dating apps. So like with the, I would like
before we go to the dating
Okay.
apps, then we'll fall back, 'cause I think that's
So the dating apps.
I already can see that's
That's
gonna be a
another
big
conversation.
open
Yeah.
chapter and
We'll do red flags and then
things.
dating
Yeah,
apps.
Exactly. I just want to kind of double down on what you said about the red flag thing. One is like what we believe or what we say is what we attract, right? But two, I was just having a conversation with somebody, and what they were telling me is this red flag thing. Like I ended up, I think this has ruined my dating because I started getting into what are the red flags, and then all the algorithms were just showing me red flags. So everything I was seeing was around red flags, and then I'd be going on these dates with people, and all I saw was red flags, and I just could not find any type of traction or like any type of movement in a relationship because I think I was just creating this resistance. And I gave them the same type of advice that you're giving right now, is like just letting that guard down and not focusing on that, more focusing on abundance and gratitude and, you know, these other emotions that kind of go through. Understand we're all people, right? And what we look at and what we, so I just want to like emphasize.
And I have seen a shift on Instagram where now there's a lot of like green flag videos, not just red flags, but I've seen like I feel like people have become more aware of that, and there's more like green flags too. Or maybe I have.
Yeah.
'Cause I definitely used to see more just red flags. Now I feel like there's a combination of green flags and red flags.
People respond really well to like some sort of lens to look at things through.
Yeah.
That's why we love the red flags, right? It's just like, what's happening here? I'm not really liking what I'm seeing. We've created a term for it. We grab onto it. We love it. Oh, it's a red flag. I'm out. Yeah. Right? We like these ways, as limiting as they can be, to make decision making very easy. However, I had a client recently, and through our work together, he ended up meeting someone. They've been dating. It's been amazing. And they were going to a cottage recently where they were going to like meet the friends. So she was going to meet his friends. He was going to meet her friends. It's very, very early. And then we were chatting, and he's like, this weekend, Kavita, it's going to be like the test phase. Now I'm really going to find out like if this can move forward. And I was like, let's just talk about the test phase.
Yeah.
Let's think about what kind of energy that brings to your weekend. Because now you're looking for what's right, what's wrong. You're putting her like in a test.
Yeah, you're like microanalyzing every situation instead of just being present.
Moment.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
So yes, but telling him just be in the moment is harder than if I give him a new framework. So instead of, because he's already feeling that, and like that's there. Is this going to work or not? But I'm like, can we reframe it? So he came up with this on his own, but I'm like, I need you to give this weekend a new name.
Yeah.
I offered him a few. He didn't like them. That was, but he's like, I'm like, excuse me.
Like, these are really,
I'm your coach. No. He's like, I'm going to work. He's so sweet. He's like, I'm going to workshop this with my friends, and I'm going to get back to you. It was
I love that.
Yeah. And then he came back. He's like, hey, we have a new name for the weekend. It's the dream and discover phase.
Dream and
that has a much like nicer tone to it.
Changes everything.
Changes the game.
Right? And discover is so nice because instead of a test, you're learning something new.
You're being curious.
Exactly. When something's different about this person, or you didn't expect them to react that way to your friend, or now you're discovering, and that completely changes how you're seeing this person. And it of course changes the course of the relationship. So one thing I can offer people, instead of looking for red flags on your first date, second dates, third dates, I'm going to offer this. If you wouldn't break up with them about this thing in 5 years, don't break up with them right now. For example, someone has a giant pimple on their face. First of all, so much courage for going on the date.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're so easy to dismiss someone over these tiny things, but you would never break up with someone that you're in love with over a pimple on their face. Like it's going to come and go.
Yeah.
Most people wouldn't. I definitely would.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anything, if you really,
I hope not.
Garen's like,
but you never know, right? Like you want to fall in love with this woman with a perfect figure. In 5 years, her figure might change.
Yeah.
Right. Like just remember that what you're seeing today is not going to be the thing that you're going to be seeing long term. In fact, this person's on their best behavior, most likely right now. And this is about discovering and uncovering and figuring out who this person is. So that's just one lens to at least allow yourself to zoom out a little bit.
So it sounds like shifting your perspective from like judgment to more curiosity and what can I learn about this person rather than judging that situation or the scenario about like whether it's a green flag or red flag.
Just
Putting so much pressure on it.
so much pressure.
Yeah, it takes off like the pressure. It feels lighter to be like in a discovery phase.
Yes, it's so much lighter. Like, do we not all want to feel lighter? And when you're coming in with that lightness, imagine how the person on the receiving end feels. So everything that we're talking about here is accelerating genuine connection. We're removing obstacles in our way.
Yeah, this is so true. Even I was on our first date, I was so stressed out and I was running late, like 45 minutes late. And when I walked outside, Garin has such like calm, like grounded energy, and I instantly felt like safer and lighter. And that allowed me to show up more authentically in like the whole date, and we had an incredible connection. But if he hadn't showed up with that energy, I probably would have stayed in an energy of anxiety and like stressed out and flustered, and we probably wouldn't have had a second date.
And for a man, I could allow my ego to be like, oh, she's late, she doesn't respect my time, and made it all about me. But in actuality, it was about her. She was in the middle of moving, all her stuff was packed. And for me, I was just grateful to spend time with her. Right. So like that was my focus. And so if I had to wait 45 minutes, big deal. Like what is, but a different version of me would have been like, oh, F that girl, she's late, she doesn't respect me, doesn't respect my time. What is she really doing? Right? We tell ourselves all these stories. But if, like you said, if we give more empathy, if we understand people are human, they go through different experiences.
With compassion.
And most of the stuff isn't even about us.
Yeah.
And that's what
it had nothing to do with Garin. I was just moving.
We take so much meaning in all of that. And then we start telling ourselves these crazy stories that it just snowballs. So
and we do it in business, right? We do it in with family. So just imagine in dating when you are feeling vulnerable, when maybe you are out of a breakup, when maybe you haven't dated in a long time, that feeling is really amplified.
Yeah.
So we want to, again, be more on each other's team. And one thing I'll say, what's really nice about, first of all, yes, men, take notes, because it is your responsibility to bring that grounded, calm energy, because it will shift the entire foundation of like that date, what you're building upon. And the other thing is, you can't fake the being cool about it, right? Because there could be some guys that are like, okay, it's cool that she's late, I don't care, I'm just happy to spend time with her. Yeah. Right? There's that. And then there's the way you said it and felt it, which two, like the same idea, but two completely different intentions and energy. Right. So you can't fake because then one is good guy, which is you. And then the other is like nice guy syndrome, which is compromising your integrity for her and pretending you're okay with something
when you're really not.
When you're not.
That's two different things.
Two different things. Right? Yeah. It's a very slippery slope.
That's a very slippery slope.
And if you're not okay with it, that's also okay, but don't pretend. Like it's okay to set like a boundary for you if that's like the case, right?
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
So question for you, red flags versus, so there's one thing I talk about is non-negotiables versus things that are negotiable maybe, right? And so like understanding who you are as a human being, what are your non-negotiables that like that's the line that you're not good with, and versus maybe negotiables that have some fluidity in it, versus understanding that concept versus red flags, green flags, right? How do you have people kind of align them? Because obviously at a certain point it's like, is this right for me or not? How do you have people making those decisions?
It's a big conversation because it depends on the work you've done, how I would navigate you, how I would help you navigate those types of conversations. Because for someone who's done the work, and I really trust at this point that you feel really confident in who you are, you're operating from an authentic place, then I could say something to you like, the right decision is the one you make right. You're not stuck in old patterns. Right now, I'm not worried that, for my clients, I'm not worried that you're going to compromise your values. That's just not the case. So we can have a very different and exciting conversation, because now it's about what is going to serve me today? Where do I want to experiment? Where is there an opportunity to open up? What feels stretchy right now? And let me lean into that and see what happens.
I like that.
Versus the person who hasn't done the work, where if you're like, well, the right decision is the one you make right, and they're going to slip right back into a very toxic pattern. Right. So it depends. It depends on the level of awareness that person has along their journey so far.
What would you say are some non-negotiables?
Just compromising your self-respect. If someone is again and again making you feel a certain way, and this is something I do with men too, where we are really learning to trust your intuition and build that, because at a point, you know, if somebody's gaslighting you again and again, you have to figure that. You have to figure that part out. And that is just, the person can be amazing. It's just something that if you are not feeling good, and even though everything might look good on the surface, but you are constantly really down on yourself. But again, I will say it's a slippery slope, because if you haven't done the work, that could be a pattern that you're stuck in as well, where you're constantly being very hard on yourself.
It's something you have to unlearn. Like,
yes. So, you know, we're not, it's delicate, and we're navigating, this is like all a growth journey. So we're navigating as we go.
Part of the human experience.
Yeah.
I know that.
With that, what would you say is like the biggest like pattern or belief that men have to unlearn when it comes to like dating?
The approaching women is a big one. Honestly, just because it's such a massive topic today. And believing that you can't talk to a woman in your day-to-day life, you're cutting off.
It's crazy.
90% of your opportunities to meet someone, only to see all these opportunities pass you by every day and then go sit behind a screen like you're doing all day long. So I'm really going to come back to that one in general. Another one, or another few, would be coming to women only want someone with money, height, they have to look a certain way, certain background. It's just so not true at all.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I would say too, like the women that you would think would be approached all the time probably are the ones that get least approached, because people are intimidated, in that way, right? So it's like putting yourself out of your comfort zone and just having a normal conversation with somebody. And then if there's chemistry, you can sense that there's chemistry, and don't put that pressure on it. Like, oh, because it's a woman, it's like this alien that you may die if you go and talk to him. Just have a conversation. And back to the gym thing. I have conversations all the time with so many, and like really like incredible friends too. Like they're like really outgoing. They're good looking guys. Everything, and they're like, man, I would never talk to a girl at the gym. I would never just like this. I'm like, bro, like a woman's a human being. Like just be genuine. Like that's all you got to do. Don't be like, and keep it moving. Like you said, it's like that's the strategy.
Keep it moving. I love that.
You're gonna see him again.
Show interest and then keep it moving.
Yeah, drop a seed, plant a seed.
Plant the seed. The gym is great for So you're right. Everybody is terrified.
Yeah,
it's like they want to meet women at the gym the most, but they're the most terrified. I think it's like just territory that you cannot navigate. So my favorite for the gym is a couple things. One, it's a place where ideally you will see the person again and again and again.
Yeah.
So there's something I call the familiar first approach. And this is based on a psychological phenomenon called the mere exposure effect, where the more we become familiar with something, the more we have a tendency to like it.
Yeah.
Right? So it can be a song.
Yeah.
So if I'm like, okay, yes, you have to listen to this song, and you're like, this song is really weird. And then you hear it again, and then you hear it again, and then you're like, Kavita, I love that song. So it's just familiarity, right? You cross someone in the lobby, you don't really say hi, and then you see them again. They just moved in the building again and again and again, and next thing you know, you're grabbing coffee together. Yeah. So using familiarity to your advantage, and remembering that dating is not the short game. The dating is in a lot of cases the long game. So not feeling like, okay, now or never, now or never. Yeah. Sometimes it is now or never. You're passing each other on the escalator.
Yeah,
maybe
you gotta
now
get
or
it
never.
right then.
But in other environments like the gym, hopefully you will see each other
especially
again.
if it's like the normal gym that you go to every day, right?
Exactly. And release that energy of like, hey, if it doesn't happen, like don't worry about it.
Don't put so much pressure
but I'm going to see them again. So you can nod the first time and let that familiarity do its thing. But if you are going to approach, my two favorite times is when she's walking into the gym or walking out. Like if you can find that sweet spot when she's not actually working out, is a really it's a really like open.
I really don't like when I'm interrupted in like mid set. Like when
that's the worst.
That was the worst for me.
Yeah.
Like walking in, walking out, or even like when I'm like stretching, warming up, that's okay. But once I'm like in the middle of like my heavy lifts, that's like, do not approach me.
Don't do it when that's the wrong.
Even asking like, are you training for something? Like I've seen you, I've seen you like a few times
that
here.
is a great way.
Are you like working towards some things?
Yeah, it seems like you're serious about your fitness.
Curiosity,
Showing curiosity. I bring that back before we go into the next part, which I think everybody wants to hear about, is dating apps.
Dating apps, I want to come back to that one. Yeah,
I want to kind of understand what your perspective is versus, meeting somebody in the wild versus meeting somebody on an app. And then before we get to that right there, you said one thing that I think is important. If somebody is going by in an escalator or and you gotta take that action in that moment, and you you see somebody and you're like, okay, that I need to I desire that.
Yeah.
What's the right approach and strategy in that situation?
This is coming back to what you said earlier. Opportunity is when luck meets preparation. So here's luck. You have an opportunity with a girl you find super cute. Oh my gosh, it's here. We're finally alone. It's all. Preparation is having this be part of your life. You are a man who moves through the world, connecting with women, and it's just going to come versus it feeling like you are like trapped and how do I do this? Because you will freeze and you'll miss the opportunity. Yeah. So that's being prepared.
It's kind of like when you're giving a speech, right? It feels like your first time getting on stage and may feel like, nerve-wracking. But if you practice your speech a few times, you've done it a few times, once you're doing the next speech, it's like, okay, you're not as nervous. You're able to do it. And even if it's in that moment, it's like maybe it's an impromptu speech, but the fact that you had the practice beforehand makes you feel less anxious, more ready for it.
What I would add to that is, let's say in a business context, so if opportunity is when luck meets preparation, there happens to be someone in the audience that day who's going to be your next business partner or who's going to invest in you, right? So luck, right? That you have a lucky moment and now you've prepared and then you get the opportunity.
Men love sports, so it's like with baseball, you're not just up at bat and there's like the pitches and you're gonna strike out. You have batting practice, so you're in the batting practice, and these are thrown at you, and you're taking swings, and it doesn't matter. There's not so much pressure on it that way. So when you're in the game and you're taking the real swing, you're accustomed to how to swing the bat and everything else, right? Because that's like being in the wild, talking to women maybe that you're not that much interested in, so that it doesn't put that amount of pressure on you when all of a sudden, now I don't talk to women, now I'm talking to the most beautiful woman in the world and I don't know what to do.
Exactly.
100. So funny.
I have a client who had never approached a woman in his life, and then he took one of my programs. First of all, he ended up coaching men, not coaching officially, but like other men in my program who lived in the same city. Yeah. They started going out with him just to watch him in action, because the way he does this now is amazing. And he actually went against my advice, which I love, because he was like, is it a good approach to just walk up to a woman and tell her she's beautiful? And I'm like, I don't really like that approach. Yeah. That's the only thing he does, works like a charm. Yeah. Why? Because it's so genuine. It's authentic to him. But he will let any single woman who he finds attractive, let them know that she's pretty. And it doesn't matter, wedding ring, pregnant, grandmother, it doesn't matter. So and that's why, because it's so authentic and he's doing it to literally spread good vibes. And then when a woman is quote unquote out of his league, because this is his language. He's like, Kavita, I can approach any woman out of my league now.
That's
because
amazing.
and he's completely detached from what happens after that.
That's the big part, being detached.
So being detached from the outcome is important.
Yeah. Shoot your shot.
Being genuine.
Detached
Shoot your shot,
from
but
the
detached from the outcome.
Just plant some
good.
seeds, throw some water on it.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Back to the dating apps though.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on using dating apps to go on dates versus meeting someone organically, whether it's at the gym, coffee shop, whatever it might be, in person?
I call it bold dreams held loosely. You have this bold dream of this abundant, beautiful love life.
Yeah.
How you get there doesn't really matter, right? Use all of the paths that are available to you. When something's not feeling good anymore, something's not really feeling right,
Yeah.
try something new. I don't like the idea of relying solely on apps. The same way we shouldn't rely solely on just connecting through Instagram. Here I am with you guys, like these connections are important. So sitting in front of each other, having this energy exchange. So it's the same with dating. Like, don't only go like one direction and be like, this is the only thing I can do. I think apps are amazing. At your fingertips, you have the opportunity to meet so many women in your city who are literally out there with their hand up being like, hey, I'm potentially up for dating you. So this comes back to a mindset shift, which is like, be so grateful that things have shifted the way they have. Of course, as things change in any area of life, there's going to be the pros and cons.
Yeah.
But apps, what a gift. What a gift.
And
The gift. So let's say I'm maybe I was married for a long time and apps weren't even in existence.
Yeah.
Because that's a real thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now there's this whole culture and there's this whole strategy, and I'm like looking through here. I'm like, what do I do here? I don't know how to separate myself or create like some distinction or attract the person that I actually desire
filter
to
out people.
attract. Like, what's a good strategy for somebody? Maybe they're married for 10 years and they went through a divorce, and now like they don't know how to find people. They got an app, but they're like looking at their phone and it's overwhelming to them, and they don't know how to set their page up. Let's break it down. Give some game on that for people.
Step one, give yourself a break. You're back in the scene.
Yeah.
Everything is new. You are not supposed to know how to do this. It's like somebody who has been working the same job for 40 years, gets fired, or, I'm like so out of the corporate scene. I don't know the language anymore. Like
laid off. Yeah, like it's fired. Either one, laid off or fired.
Yeah, exactly. And you see this happen, and it's sad, right? You're like 50 years old, and then you're back in the job scene, and everything has shifted. LinkedIn, what? Like, you have your paper resume. Yeah. So, and just remembering, like, okay, like the game has changed. It's a lot easier now, but it comes with its own set of challenges. I'm just such a big believer in coaching. Like it is you guys know, I know too, like if there's something, I can't be great at everything. Right. So for the areas that I need help, and this is a direct path to something that's very important to me, I'm going to work with someone and get it done. I'm going to give all the tips, but generally speaking, it can be, even me today, if I really wanted to set up LinkedIn, it's not a game I know, I would hire someone to be like, get me on here, get me looking really good. I want to stand out. I just don't want to do this myself.
Yeah.
That's like you taking a photo of yourself, a headshot, versus a professional photographer.
Exactly.
Yeah, and even coaches need coaches too. Like, I'm like a fitness coach, but I also like to hire coaches because I always like to be in the mindset of learning, like continuous learning, and it takes me to like the next level. Like, even as a coach, I still want coaching for different areas, whether it's fitness or business. That may not be my certain area, or like finances. I may not be like an expert in that area, but I want to learn from the best. And that's like a way to expedite the process.
Rule number one of hiring a coach, like, never hire a coach who doesn't have a coach. Like, this is a lifestyle. This is a belief system. Practice what you preach. And if I don't have mentors and coaches in my life, it's a little bit strange that I would be telling others that you need a coach and a mentor in your life. Yeah. I have 3 coaches right now, and having that support system, I don't know what I would do without it. And it's not, and I've only become more and more secure in who I am. It's not like I need to rely on this.
Yeah.
It's just, why would I do this life any other way?
Yeah.
And even when you think about dating and relationships and what I'm in, I just believe in partnership as a value system, that we get to do this life together, and it's so much more fulfilling this way.
I couldn't agree more with that. I mean, all the greats, Kobe, Jordan, it doesn't matter sports or the best executives, the CEOs, Tim Cook, everybody has coaches.
100%.
It's just because what it is a mirror for you, because we don't see what we don't know, right? And when we have blind spots, we all do. Just like in a car, you're driving, you can't see everything all at once. So to have that, and also have somebody that's been down that road before, so they can say, oh, there's a pothole over here. Oh, there's a car accident over here.
Yeah.
Oh, if you take this route, this may be where it takes you. So just be aware.
Yes.
Take the route. That's your decision. But here's stuff for you to be prepped for, right? And so,
and that really gets in the way, I think, when it comes to love and dating, where men can feel like their ego really gets in the way of saying, like, I need help
ego gets
in
the
this
way.
area. And I try and remind them, like, the best of the best have coaches and mentors. Do not let your ego get in the way of your goals and happiness and living your life.
So true. All right, so going back, because we're gonna have you share. I want you to share all your information so people know how to get in touch with you, because I think you have this unique perspective and such great energy, and like I have a very specific way that I look at things. It's very fluid, but also like I have my kind of experiences that I've drawn and seen and very much in alignment with the way that you think. So I appreciate that. I mean, it makes me feel somewhat good in that way, right? Like we're on the same page. Saying that, what would be if I got my phone out and I'm trying to design my, Tinder or whatever apps there are, what are the Hinge, Bumble, what is there a difference between the different ones, and how do I position myself so I have the best opportunity to attract a date?
Yeah, let's do it. So let's go for some really strategic tips. Your dating profile should feel like it was just written. Okay, so don't talk about that you love to travel and that you're a foodie and that you're career oriented. It's super boring.
Everyone
it sounds
says that,
like everybody says it, and it sounds
generic.
like you could have written it 10 years ago
Right.
or today. What tells me that you're a foodie? What tells me that you love to travel? We are drawn to fresh and current content, right? If you're looking for a restaurant today and you're going on Instagram, are you going to go to the restaurant that posted 7 days ago?
Yeah.
Or they have an active story and they posted yesterday, right? You're like, that's how we are drawn to content just naturally today. So when you write things like, just got back from Japan and, still missing my favorite sushi. So right there, I know that you love sushi. Yeah. I know you don't have to write sushi lover. Okay. I know that you are maybe a foodie. I know that you travel the world and you just got back. That feels exciting to me, right? Just got back from Japan and already planning my next trip. And then in brackets is important. You could put in brackets, Greece is on my list. Have you been?
Ooh,
That's already a conversation
throw in a
starter.
question.
I like that.
Instead of being like looking for my next person to travel with.
You are not allowed, everybody listening, you are not allowed talking about what you are looking for. Your profile is meant for someone else to be like, this is who I'm looking for. So a well-written profile.
Please say that
again. Yeah,
because I think that's just that mic drop moment.
Yeah.
That people really they need to hear this one thing right now.
Everybody makes the mistake of putting on their dating profiles what you're looking for, where what you need to do is shift it to being the person that they are looking for. So your profile is meant to be all about you, top to bottom, everything about you. In detail, fun, exciting, fresh, positive language, fresh and current, things that you're up to today, things that you've just done. And the person on the outside looking in should be like, this is my perfect match. Let the decision be theirs. Because the truth is, if you're like, oh, I'm looking for someone who's like smart, funny, attractive, the reality is most people think they're smart, funny, and attractive. Okay, no one's going to be like, oh, not for me.
That's not me.
So you're not really doing any filtering, and a well-written profile will do the filtering for you. You're not trying to get every match. It's not like a vanity game of like how many matches. What's the point? You're really trying to attract the right person. And another little tip is throw in the way you're feeling. So if you're like, just got back from a meditation retreat, feeling so refreshed, give a vibe.
Give a
vibe. Right. So you're actually telling someone how to feel as they're reading your profile. And that is just like these little
you're
elements.
almost like giving them a picture into your life in that moment.
Yes.
And it's a picture that they want to be in.
Exactly.
Like, I want to go on a meditation retreat and feel refreshed.
Exactly.
Let me be in there with you.
I
want to join that. That sounds
I want to go to
good.
Japan and eat delicious sushi.
I mean, those are really good. Those are, man, she's dropping.
Yeah, that's really good.
bombs right
thank you,
now.
guys.
Yeah.
I haven't been on a dating app in a long time, but what I found when I wasn't dating
Hopefully
apps
at least a couple
before,
years.
it's been a few years. I found like
That's good.
a lot of times people put like their best foot forward, kind of like a highlight reel. And I found from like dating that sometimes it would take me longer to really get to know someone that I met through a dating app versus someone I met organically, versus just like showing up in their like in the wild. Like sometimes with the dating apps, it takes a little bit longer. Do you find that from like your clients that it takes them a little bit longer to like date and actually get to know that person authentically?
Well, I have a rule for my clients, which is very early on, you have to ask for the date, like very early on. So there are 3 types of women on dating apps. Super not interested. Like no matter what, like obviously she's not interested in you, not matching with you, that whole, we move all of them aside. Then there are the women that are actually interested. And then there's this very ambiguous group, which are the women who are seemingly interested, but they will almost never go on the date. So they will keep the conversation going. They'll answer, but they are looking for something so specific, and they will pretty much waste your time until they find it. So you really want to go in for asking for the date, because there are so many women, and I've worked with so many women.
So much
And they're like,
clutter.
won't this, like, can someone just like make the move and ask me out on a date? Because she's also like, does this guy, is he interested or not? And but what's really happening is men are nervous. They don't want to miss the opportunity. They don't want to ask too soon. But what I coach is, you guys watch Seinfeld? Any Seinfeld?
I've seen Seinfeld.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's this episode where, I won't go into too much detail, but it's just about ending on a high note. So any Seinfeld like lovers here will know George knows how to, or he's trying to end on a high note in one of the episodes. Meaning when you're in that conversation and you're at the point where there's like some back and forth, the banter emoji, she LOLs, that's when you ask. Listen, this is really fun. Would love to take you on a date. What are you doing this weekend? Like, you have to go in, because otherwise you don't know each other. So it's just, as soon as it dips, you're
It's like catching the wave right at the crest.
You have
You're either gonna, but once that wave crashes, and
lost your
like it's not the
very
same
challenging
thing to get that back.
Exactly. When the conversation dies, you don't know each other. You're going off pictures. You're going off text. It's really hard to pick it back.
People are
back up.
busy. Yeah, it's hard to man. Like
Yeah. And if you have her attention, and women naturally have more matches on apps, when you have her attention and that back and forth is happening, you really have to make your move.
Because they're giving you the attention back. It's telling you you're on a dating app.
Yes, you're on a dating app.
What more do you need to have the lead up to be like, hey, let's go on a date?
Yeah.
Like, what's your schedule like this way? So that's a good question, right? So how do you frame it in a way that allows there not to be rejection? Like, if they're not available this Saturday at 7:00, and then that just ends it with a no, right? Like, what is the best way to ask for the date on an app?
So if she says no, I mean, when I was coaching women, I'll be like, ladies, like, throw the ball back. Be like, I'm not free Saturday, but.
Yes.
So I would really like that women listening will do their part as well. But I'm a big fan of the follow-up. I would not see that as a rejection. So you just have to go in for it, because where are you going to end up? Back at square one.
It's an app anyways. Yeah, you're not getting hurt.
There's nothing to lose, right?
Yeah, nothing to lose.
And you can just say the real thing sometimes, like no pressure at all. I don't know if you're saying no because you never want to go on a date.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I like that.
Just throw it back and be like, and if so, that's totally cool. Or you can even be like playful and be like, okay, wait, is this a test? Like, should I throw out another date? Like another date? Or like, right, communicate and be like, I'm reading, and throw in a voice note, something so that your like use your voice to actually show the way you're saying something.
Right. Oh man, that's so important. Context gets lost.
Laugh.
Oh
say
man.
something.
Yeah.
Be
Text
like,
messages. It's hard to like
messages
sometimes
is
decipher
like-
the tone, like
I've
excitement
learned
levels.
the hard way, not with women, but more with just relationships as a whole.
Yeah.
Is text messages. Like I mean it one way in my mind that I'm saying it, and it's funny to me, and it's just not taken that way at all. And I actually find that more with men. I have that problem with because maybe I'm like
Karen can come
more
off a
assertive
little
and
harsh
aggressive.
via text message.
But I mean it like in that because if you're around me, my energy is like this, just like I'm very straightforward but loving, and my embracing, right? So it doesn't come across the same way in text. So what is like your strategy with that?
That's it. So it's gonna sound so simple, but like emojis will soften everything, right? Like I really like the monkey over the eyes emoji.
That's my favorite emoji. I love that one.
It changes, it changes. It's like, okay, should I ask you out on another date?
It's like playful. Like,
oh no, like should I do this thing?
I love that you said that.
The monkey emoji, use that one.
Hiding the face, a monkey emoji. The upside down smiley face is right.
Yeah.
We're just.
What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
It's just like I'm not taking myself too seriously here, right? So I might be saying something that you think sounds serious, but we're lightening it up with like I'm actually not being like I'm not taking myself so seriously. And obviously a voice note will go a long way.
Yeah, I
like,
like
hey,
voice
keep them under 15 seconds.
Yeah.
When you've just met someone,
keep it under
15.
Oh, that's
Under 10,
man.
under 10, you're
10,
golden.
okay.
She will listen to it. Under 15 is good. In the beginning, beyond 15
What about
seconds.
long messages too? Like
No.
I get long text messages. I don't even read them.
Split it up. If you have a
If you
lot
send
to
me a long
say,
text message, I'm probably not reading it. So
if you have a lot to say, split it up into like three,
That's
four
the way.
very short messages.
that's better than one long message.
100%.
So 3 or 4 short messages.
People are lazy. It's not,
Very
we
lazy.
are like humans are like inherently lazy, and we're not trying to be rude. We are all living very busy lives. So the minute we look at the phone, like I'll chat with my girlfriends all day if we're like one sentence back and forth. The minute one of my girlfriends or me, we go like the big text, we're no man's land. Like I'm not hearing back or they're not hearing back.
It's true. Usually I take more time to respond to those. I want to be more present because I'm like, okay, this is probably more serious, so I should probably take my time.
Yeah.
And then you forget.
And then you forget. Yeah, that happens to me all the
I
time.
got so many messages I get from so many different platforms. I can't even keep track of anything.
Exactly.
I really have to develop a better strategy around that. I'm building an app around it right now, actually. So a whole platform. It's called Gynergy Life Operating System. And it actually has a relationship manager built into it because I have such a hard, I meet so many people, and like you're saying, I love talking to people and I love connecting with people in a deep way.
Yeah.
And I cannot remember people very well. And then, like, it's
you
like,
need your own little like bio.
right. And then I have so many messages that come from different places, and like, who am I supposed to follow up with, when, and how? And so I'm building this thing that helps solve kind of that like noise to signal ratio, I call it.
Very systematic approach. Like it.
This has been great.
Oh, I'm so glad.
You're dropping just like continuous amount of knowledge.
Yeah,
and
incredible
game.
knowledge. So aside from the one-on-one coaching, you also have a group called The Huddle. What is that?
Huddle.
Yeah, The Huddle. So this is a men's dating program uniquely held through the eyes of a woman. So I've 13 years experience in this space. I'm in dream relationship, and I'm bringing to this group of men all of my dating strategies. So we have a backlog of must be at least like 50 blueprints of anything and everything regarding limited beliefs, mindset shifts, your core values, like everything from a foundational basis. I also have a framework where it's the Persona 1 and Persona 2 framework, which is really for the first time understanding how to disconnect from the way you think you're showing up in your dating life and not identify so much with the way you've been showing up, because it's not actually your true self. This man who is dating today and constantly getting rejected, not being able to connect with women, this is a result of years of possibly isolation, possibly getting rejected. So every time that happens, you build a bigger block around yourself, bigger and bigger. So in my group coaching, the first thing we do is we start to chip away at this block that's essentially like suffocating your authentic self. And then it's paired with all of the dating strategies. So everything from the approaching women, connecting with women, flirting, dating apps, like all the things. And I have guest speakers come in as well, bringing, I'll have sex therapists come in. This is like a little left field from where we've been talking, but a lot of men, are dealing with porn addiction who are single. Big obstacle in being able to, have an intimate connection with a woman, going on a date and being able to feel like, okay, this is a real woman in front of me. What do I do now? So I'll bring experts in to talk on these subjects. That's been a huge part of the Huddle program that even took me by surprise when I launched it.
So, I mean, that's
powerful.
Powerful. Yeah, because I talk to my friends about this all the time, is like, porn is a really bad, like, I just think it's a slippery slope to go down. Yeah. Because one, like, you have so much value to yourself that when you just engage in that, you're just basically giving that away. Like, it's like you're not valuing yourself. And maybe that to some people sounds stupid or silly or whatever else, but it's so true. When you put a higher value on yourself than playing with yourself, watching porn all the time, and like not understanding the intimacy and that connection and why that part's important. And I think I'm hypersensitive to it because I grew up with my mom. She, I've talked about this a lot, but she was on meth and she wasn't there. She didn't raise me. I had a lot of childhood trauma. I didn't understand connection with women very well. I learned that through porn. I thought porn was intimacy. I thought that was how we connect with women. The way that I engaged in sex was not in an intimate way. It was like in that, from porn, right? Like and I had to unlearn that behavior, and I had to become very mindful of like, what is this? Why do I feel this way? Where does it stem from? How does this actually come up in life? And then it actually attracted me to other people that were like, had those same issues. Yes. And that ended up being this snowball effect that created a life or relationships I didn't desire. Right. And so then I had to do all that work, and that's part of why we built everything we build, is because doing that self-work that you talked about, and we're so much in alignment on that, is so important. But I have so many friends that they don't understand the value of what that is. Or maybe they're out of a relationship and then they're just sleeping with a bunch of women. And it's like, bro, do you not value yourself? Like, yeah, it's cool to go out and maybe feel like you need to conquer something or whatever else. At the end of the day, you have just as much value as somebody else does. And when you just are so easy to give that away and that energy, because every time there's an energy exchange, and if you're exchanging energy with people that don't value themselves, what do you think that means? And that's what you want? That's what you want out of your life? And so I actually went through a time where I did semen retention, where I didn't, ejaculated, I didn't have sex. I did that for 6 months. And I found that to be it was a very clear, powerful place to be as I worked through that and understood myself much better. You're going to come and talk in the huddle then. Exactly. This is why you're bringing to the table in the huddle. Thank you for sharing all that. It's such I'm actually so glad that we got to this point in the conversation, which I didn't expect, but this is a big problem, and a lot of people aren't talking about it because there's shame associated with it. They, even to themselves, they'll want to pretend that their struggles on the dating scene are about other things, and deep down they know that this is a really big part of it. I actually worked with a client for a year before he told me that he was addicted, had a compulsive behavior with escorts. And I'm like, I've been your dating coach
for a year and I didn't know this.
Yeah.
And he'd gone through so many beautiful like aha moments during that time, shifted everything. But and even I was like, this guy is amazing. Like he probably should have met someone, but something probably should have moved forward. Yeah. And it was only then he was like re-upping to continue working. And then he was like, okay, if we're going to continue, I have to tell you something. And now, he's conquered that behavior and is come out the other side, and everything changed. It's actually, from an energetic standpoint, it's wild, because until he let go, like at that point where he let go, women started responding to him completely differently. Wow. And they don't know. Nobody knows. But it's in the way he's showing
his
up.
energy, right? I shifted.
His ability to connect. The block is gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's big, big work. And I'm seeing a lot of this now with men in the huddle. So all that to say, it's a men's group. It's focused on dating and relationships. And I lead it. I coach my clients every week. Yeah. And the camaraderie in the group, where these men bond, and we have a group chat where they communicate in between the sessions. It's next level, and it's beautiful to see what these men are experiencing. Often breakthroughs for the first time in their love lives, experiencing abundance and what it actually feels like to really connect with a woman and enjoy a woman's company and intimacy.
That's incredibly powerful work.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure having you, Kavita. Where can people find you, whether they're interested in the huddle, the men's group coaching group, to reach out to you for one-on-one coaching, or just to connect with you? Where can they find you?
Well, I have a little gift for your people. So I have a master class that normally I sell. I would love to offer it for free. It covers 2 key areas. So one is nice guy syndrome. Yeah. So what we were talking about before, what's that difference between you're a nice guy, but women aren't responding to you, but that energy shift into just being, I'm a good guy and women respond to me. So I teach a master class on that. And part 2, which all the guys are going to love, is the absolute A to Z on being able to approach women. And I teach an exact methodology that works. It's no pickup lines. It's no nothing. It's something that you can use authentically for yourself. So anybody that DMs me on Instagram, so you can just follow me on Instagram at @dashingdate. And anybody that DMs me Gynergy, will send that masterclass over for free.
Thank you so much. That's so generous of you. And I know our Gynergy community would really benefit from this. We have so many singles actively dating in our community, so thank you so much.
Yeah, I just want to say, I feel like you are the real deal. Like you have such a genuine energy, and the way you speak, it's not rehearsed, it's from your heart. You can sense that, and I'm just so grateful that we all were able to connect. So thank you so much.
Guys. And I mean, if I can offer something to you as well, I mean, you've created such a beautiful space for me to be able to sit, be myself, and speak from my heart. There was a few times I was like, whoa, I didn't think I would like pull that out today. Like just the 5-year thing, like if you want to break up with them, it's just not something that it's like in my back pocket, but the energy here is so nice and easy to be in that it makes it very comfortable for a guest to just like flow with you guys. So thank you for this time.
Oh, thank you for your time and energy. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, so thank you for tuning in for today's episode. I hope you guys found value from it. I think you will. Take these strategies, implement them into your life, and let us know the results that you get back. And we can't wait to see you. If you saw value, please like, share, follow, subscribe, do all those great things. And we'll see you on the next episode.
If this episode spoke to your soul,
share it with someone you love and tag us at the Gynergy Effect. We'd love to connect.
And remember, your energy is your power. Use it with intention.